Nigerian Americans have just recorded victory in the just concluded United States of America general elections for congressional representation in Washington, D.C., Minnesota House of Representatives, and Delaware District, respectively. Great news, isn't it? A 19-member ad hoc committee to define the mode of engagement between the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission and other diaspora organizations worldwide has just been inaugurated, and a book titled Nigeria and Her Diaspora was just launched in Abuja. On today's edition, we also bring you updates on the NSAS protesters who were detained in Cairo, Egypt. This is your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I am your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. Please stay tuned. No fewer than 9 Nigerian Americans contested on the Tuesday general elections in the United States of America. Amazing year. Here are the winners. Oye Owolewa. Our very own Oye Owolewa, a 31-year-old Nigerian American who hails from Kwara State, emerged the first Nigerian to hold the position of a congressman in the United States of America House of Representatives. A PhD holder in pharmacy from the Northeastern University, Boston, is representing the District of Columbia, D.C., under the Democratic Party. Proudly Nigerian. Esther Agbaje. Miss Agbaje, a Nigerian-born American, also emerged the winner, representing District 59B in the Minnesota House of Representatives on the platform of the Minnesota Democratic Farmers Labor Party, DFLP, an affiliate of the U.S. Democratic Party. As a millennial, she seeks to bring a fresh perspective and new ideas to governance. Proudly Nigerian. Nnamdi Chukwuocha. Mr. Chukwuocha, an African-American who took up a Nigerian name from marrying a Nigerian woman and says his DNA is Nigerian. He won a seat at the Delaware House of Representatives under the Democratic Party. He is a lifelong Wilmingtonian, a former Wilmington City Councilman, where he served as president pro tempore and chaired the Education, Youth, and Families, and was vice chair for the Finance and Economic Development Committees. Proudly Nigerian. Thank you for the congratulatory message. A 19-member ad hoc committee chaired by Professor Bola Akinteriwa has just been set up to serve as an advisory committee to define the mode of engagement between the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission and her diaspora organizations worldwide. Let me take you through how the webinar went.
I want to thank all of you for agreeing to serve in this very important committee. I thank every one of you, and I want to thank Prof. Akinteriwa for agreeing to chair this committee. So really, I'm delighted to welcome all of you. And again, thank you once more for being part of this. As you are aware, and I'm sure Dr. Basia has said in his speech, NIDCOM, through an act of parliament, has been set up to harness, skills, talents of, we're saying we have about 17 million Nigerians in the diaspora. But where are these 17 million? How do we get a proper data? And how do we know where we are and what we're doing? So we're setting up this ad hoc committee as an advisory committee to help us in these certain ways, particularly to identify the various diaspora groups, their locations, address, and objectives. It is also important to know their mode of operation in terms of impacting national development. We want you, my brothers and sisters, to design a template guiding NIDCOM for authentication, registration, and creation of a database of such organizations. We also want you to please help us develop a framework for NIDCOM to engage with these organizations to achieve its mandate. We also ask you to advise us on any other issues pertinent to the realization of the above terms of reference. This committee is set up with Nigerians of high repute like you, Nigerians of integrity, and who understand the relationship between diaspora organizations and NIDCOM towards realizing its mandate. We eagerly await and look forward to your report, which will guide us in relating with our diaspora organizations globally. We know that some years back, President Olusegun Obasanjo came up with an idea of having Nigeria Diaspora Organization as one umbrella organization for all Nigerians in the diaspora. However, as some of you here know, some of you are founding members of NIDO, that objective has not worked. In America, if you ask Nigerians in the diaspora, up to 10, where are the younger diaspora population? In our engagement so far, the younger generation of Nigerians are not being carried along. In fact, virtually all of them don't know what an organization called NIDO. So how do we strengthen, if it's going to strengthen NIDO, how do we ensure that we strengthen whatever organization? Then do we have one organization to represent 17 million Nigerians in the diaspora? If yes, how? So I want us to be objective, to be factual, and to ensure that we carry everybody along. If you're going to have a diaspora organization, fine. If you want to make it political, fine. But how do we ensure that we carry every Nigerian along? The assignment before you might appear so simple, but I tell you it's a tough one. Because we're going to allow you to guide us. We as NIDCOM will have a portal, we're asking diaspora organizations to register and all that. But what you do will be critical to how we engage diasporans everywhere in the world to ensure that we carry everybody along. For instance, Coventry University perhaps has the largest number of Nigerian students in the diaspora. Who is talking to them? What organizations do they belong to? Are they part of the so-called NIDO that is already in existence? So how do we strengthen whatever we have? What is working? Can look, for instance, in the UK, how the structure that I thought will work. How do we as a group, as a country, work with these diaspora organizations? So we are with the outcome of whatever recommendations will be given to us. So I, therefore, as Chairman CEO NIDCOM, have the pleasure of inaugurating this ad hoc committee to design the mode of engagement of NIDCOM with our diaspora organizations today, Saturday, 31st October 2020. At this juncture, I want to thank you once more for accepting to serve this nation pro bono through this national committee assignment. I thank you all, and I really, really thank you all for accepting to serve the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I thank the Chief Executive. This committee is considered a committee, but I don't look at it as a committee. I look at it as a body committee of students writing examination. The NIDO is the examination council, and we are going to be interviewed on how to build, a new Nigeria that will be driven by Nigerians in diaspora. The questions we are supposed to write, to investigate, to provide answers to is so clear. How should the NIDCOM engage with the diasporas? That's the first question. And we are supposed to write answers. We are supposed to go and research and provide answers. Is it possible to have an engagement with about 17 million Nigerians in diaspora? Or do we have to have many of them? This is one question we have been asked. If it's going to be possible, now who is who? What is the modus operandi of each diaspora group? What should be the guiding template? More importantly, what should be the engagement framework? This is the question the Chief Executive is asking us. So for us as students, we are supposed to go to the library. We are supposed to carry out empirical research, ask from the leaders of the various diaspora organizations. For instance, I am aware that we have a NIDO Europe, we have NIDO Africa, we have NIDO Americas, we have NIDO Asia, we have NIDO Oceania. All these continental diaspora organizations, we are supposed to link up with their various chairmen and then find out how do they operate, what are their challenges, How many members have they? How are they going to come back and contribute to national growth and development through the NIDCOM? This is the responsibility. That is our area of research.
Well done, NIDCOM. Keep up with the good work. Over the years, Nigerians in the diaspora have pushed positive boundaries in their fields to put its dear nation on the spotlight, and here is one of those. Dr. John George recently launched his book titled Nigeria and Her Diaspora. Please join me as I take you through the event with various dignitaries.
It is my honor, on behalf of the government and good people of Nigeria, to welcome all of you to this book launch and to applaud the effort of one of our distinguished Nigerians in the diaspora for putting his thoughts in print, showcasing the importance of our diaspora to national development, more especially as human capital. I want to agree with the author, Dr. John C. George, that the title of the book is not only apt, but in tandem with the act establishing the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, particularly in turning the brain drain into brain gain and brain circulation, which I believe can be achieved. The importance of Nigerians in the diaspora as a driving force for economic development of Nigeria cannot be overstressed. It is in recognition of this fact that the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission was established. As a matter of fact, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, is a diaspora-friendly president. This interest is shown at the various town hall meetings he has held during all his foreign trips in order to interface with the Nigerians in the diaspora. At this juncture, I would like to appreciate Dr. John C. George for his pioneering efforts in writing this book and bringing out the fact that Nigeria and her diaspora are an integral part of human capital and can positively influence national development when harnessed. This book is therefore assisting NIDCOM to fulfill its mandate. I therefore recommend the book for all Nigerians in the diaspora to make use of it as a catalyst and a reference point for their engagement in the development of Nigeria.
I want to congratulate you, Dr. John George, for this book, which highlights amazing achievements of the Nigerian diaspora around the world. I want to applaud all the Nigerians in diaspora who are honestly working hard in different spheres of human endeavor and making Nigeria proud. It is amazing how many Nigerians living in the United Kingdom are highly valued members of parliament, mayors, councillors, medical consultants, and innovators there.
I just want to make a review of a few items in the book. I think there is a need to clearly understand the difference between growth and development. Growth is about productivity, increase in productivity, increase in income, and the rest. And development deals with that while also talking about changes in human conditions. That is what human development is concerned. And I think that it is necessary, if this book is to be reviewed and reproduced, it is necessary that this guides the discussion in the book, that there is a big difference between the concept of growth and development. And a lot of the contribution that the diaspora make is more in terms of growth. And also I think the book emphasizes unduly the issue of the role of the diaspora. I can understand because the author is a diaspora, but it is important to note that it is when you build Nigeria, Nigerians here, we provide them with education, we provide them with health services, that the major contribution to national development is to be made by Nigerians. And indeed, the diasporans will come only when it is attractive to make investment in Nigeria, to make intellectual and technological contributions in Nigeria.
But when you read the book, and it's very important, particularly for those in the commission today, when you read the book, the way George has structured the book, laying out and also helping to put pictures of Nigerians who are setting the pace around the world, it underlines very clearly the whole essence of the diaspora when we started.
First of all, I have to thank President Obasanjo for initiating the process of bringing back diasporans, proper quality type of diasporans. John George is somebody special. He doesn't want to live fat on others. He wants to bring back what he learns to his country.
It gave me a balanced understanding to put down on paper an objective piece of literature that can educate both sides. It can educate both the diaspora and it can educate the Nigerian government and the private sector, whom I believe are all supposed to be huge beneficiaries of the potential that we have in the diaspora. Well, by educating means enlightening them on areas where we can do a lot more in collaboration between Nigeria as a nation and the diaspora as Nigerians who are scattered around the world. Nigerians have done phenomenal things around the world, and it's only good that we dream of a time when Nigeria will begin to reap the real strong benefits from what the diaspora has to offer. Many of our Nigerians that we don't even know about, they occupy very key positions in some of the multinational companies that we use all their products every day. But we don't know that there's one Aliyu or Emeka or Balogun that is actually in the center of their research department. So these are people we need to bring to the fore and see how they can help Nigeria accelerate her development. I believe that within the next 5 to 7 years, I see a diaspora commission that will be robust. I see a diaspora commission that will be well funded because there are some aspects of the funding that I mentioned in the book that need to be improved, because to do robust things you need robust funding. You can't do things without money, okay? But of course the money has to be prudently applied. But I am confident that if Nigeria moves in the direction that it's supposed to move, we will have, I guess, the most efficient diaspora commission on the African continent come 5-7 years from now.
The Egyptian authorities have said that 7 out of the 8 NSAS Nigerians who protested in Egypt on October 18 will be deported to Nigeria for lack of resident permits and visas. The chairman CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, who has been following the matter, confirmed this in a statement in Abuja. She said the only Nigerian among them who has residency permits will get final clearance from the Egyptian Interior Minister, Mahmoud Taufik, after signing an undertaking not to be involved in any unauthorized activities while still in the country.
Ha! Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures. Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down. Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, you know... Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Since my appointment or nomination as a state focal point officer on diaspora matters, my first major assignment was the facilitation and process for the release of one Ibrahim Abubakar Ibrahim, an indigenous of Zamfara State who was arrested and detained in Saudi Arabia on charges bordering on handling a bag containing items banned under the country's law. What we intend to do, we are planning to create Zamfara State Indigenous and Diaspora Database portal to effectively collaborate in the area of community development with Zamfara State Indigenous and Diaspora because of investment opportunities in mineral resources and agricultural sector in Zamfara State. Partner with NIDCOM, IOM, EU, and United Nations Migration Agencies tell our indigenous who are displaced by armed banditry to see to their needs and provide support to them to make them feel the impact of this administration. Finally, I want to use this medium to thank Honorable Abike David Area, Mama Diaspora, the chairperson, for giving us the opportunity and the platform to engage with our people in diaspora to enable us harness their expertise and look into the issue of voting by Nigerians in diaspora.
Through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at NIDCOM_gov, on our Instagram page at NIDCOM_gov, on our YouTube page at NIDCOM_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.